Hello, everybody, and welcome to this thrilling edition of Round 6, the first Round 6 of 2026. I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. And man, we have a lot to talk about. Like we always say, we have the first big fight of 2026. It's Riyadh season. That means it's turkey out of shake. That means money's getting thrown around and things are happening. And we appreciate you, Turkey out of shake. Give you a salute because you're making it happen. You're making things happen. So we got a stacked card. It's called Ring 6. It's at Madison Square Garden. Oh, but at the top of the card, you have a good old-fashioned, I wouldn't say rivalry, but I would say a back and forth. You got Shakur Stevenson against Teofimo Lopez, two fighters that have been circling each other for several years. Gary Digital Williams, is this a 50-50 fight?
I'm not 100% sure because I think Shakur is interesting because he's very good technique and all, but a lot of people say he's boring, and that could be an interesting situation with that. Teofimo, Lopez is definitely an exciting fighter. Being able to see him live a couple of times, and he's going to bring it. So I'm not sure. It's going to be interesting.
Leaning on the side of it being a 50-50 fight. And here's why. On the one hand, you've got the champion, Teofimo Lopez. He has always shown up in big-time fights. You look at what he did against Lomachenko and some others. He's just somebody who, when the bright lights shine, steps up and shows out for sure. Then you got Shakur Stevenson, from my vantage point, a technical boxer who is outstanding defensively, great counterpuncher, moving up in weight to challenge Teofimo for his belt. I think you've got a classic fight between boxer puncher versus skilled technician boxer. I think either one of them could win.
I don't think it's a 50-50 fight. I mean, personally, what I look at is with a boxer like Shakur, once you get past 20 wins and no losses, and the other person does have a loss in their record, I mean, I think that typically you have to give them a bit of an advantage. But in this case, and Left Jab touched on it, the fact that he is a defensive fighter, he is a tactical fighter. Lopez certainly is an explosive fighter, but I think the only way I would give Lopez the edge is if there was the threat that he was going to knock him out at this weight, and I don't think that's going to happen based on what we've seen of Lopez lately.
I don't think it's a 50-50 fight either. I think you have to say Shakur is the favorite. And only for this reason is that Shakur's past performances have been better than Teofimo's past performances. But we're still talking about Teofimo beating Lomachenko. Do y'all know when that was?
Yeah, it was years ago.
2020. 2020. These are the last fighters that Lopez has fought. Barbosa Jr., Claggett, Ortiz, Josh Taylor, Sandor Martin.
He's gone to distance with all of them?
Yep.
And that's not Murderer's Row.
That is not Murderer's Row. Shakur's last fight was against William Zepeda. And Zepeda was that dude in the weight class that nobody really wanted to fight. Dangerous fighter, power guy, tough guy. And Shakur did get rocked in the third round, if you remember. He took a heavy shot from Zepeda and kind of like, whoa. But he righted the ship and dominated it.
Right. That's right.
Okay.
And I think the same thing could happen here. I mean, I do believe that Lopez is going to land some punches. Of course, he's going to land some punches. But I think that Shakur can figure out the riddle.
Do you think that, tactically speaking, Shakur is going to stand in the pocket with Teofimo come round one?
He's not going to deviate from the fighter that he is. He's not going to change what he does. So what does that mean? You're going to see counterpunching. You're going to see him there but not there. You're going to see the shoulder roll. You're going to see the power, and you're going to see the head movement. You're going to see all those things that make Shakur, I think, one of the best rounded fighters in boxing. So how does Teofimo, combat that?
I think he has to apply the pressure. And in terms of what I think Shakur is going to do, he is going to do exactly what you said. He's going to be defensive. He's going to counterpunch. And until Teo really has to, and to answer your question, left jab, jump on him from round one and try to get him to go outside of his game plan. But that's the best chance he has. I don't think he's going to knock him out, but he could influence the judges if they want to see a lot of action and Shakur is on his back foot counterpunching. So that's the best chance he has to bring the action.
I think he has to do basically what B says, almost make it a brawl. He's almost got to make Shakur go backwards and be the counter puncher, but he's gonna have to make Shakur work more than he usually does. I think he's gonna have to really force the issue.
That he's got to really be good at cutting off the ring against an outstanding counterpuncher in Shakur. I also think that he's got experience with southpaws, so I don't think that will be that much of an issue for him. There's something in Teofimo that makes him more than dangerous here, and I'm not so sure that it's going to be necessarily an easy road for Shakur to kind of box his way to the title. I'm not so sure about that at all.
Who wins the fight between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson?
I'm leaning towards Shakur. I think the IQ is the big key. He's going to find a way to keep Lopez off him as best he can. He will take some shots, but I think he's going to weather the storm there. I'm going with Shakur.
1 for Shakur, left jab, Lamont. Who wins the fight between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson?
Well, I think it's going to be a very tactical fight. I think, believe it or not, that plays into Shakur's hands, but I think Teofimo will do very well at that. I think it'll be close. I think Shakur's the sharper puncher. I think he finds a way to win a very, very close decision. It could be a split decision, but I think the sharper puncher with the slightly better IQ, I think, is in this case Shakur, and I think that'll be enough for him.
B, who's going to win this fight and why?
So I'm with Digital and left jab. I'm going to go with Shakur as well. I think it's going to be a split decision. And I think the reason it's a split decision is because it is going to be a defensive fight from Shakur. That's what I expect. I do think he's going to be, as left jab said, the tactician is really counterpunching, and maybe one of the judges gives Lopez the fight for that reason. But for the most part, I think that Shakur is going to carry the fight, and in most viewers' eyes, and punch count, etc., I think that Shakur is going to come out ahead.
I look at this fight and I say, okay, I think for Lopez to win, he's got to open up. He's got to open up. Offensively, he has got to get after Shakur. He can't play the cat and mouse game. That's Shakur's game.
Great.
The traps, the subtle feints, the head move, all that stuff that Shakur is a master of. So that means to me that Teofimo has to come forward and he's got to let it go. And I think when he does that, I think Shakur is going to make him pay. I think he's going to make him pay to the body. I think he's going to land harder shots. I think he's going to land the more telling shots. And I don't think Teofimo can keep that up for 12 rounds. Now, I'm not going to say Shakur is going to stop him because Shakur hasn't given us any reason to believe that he's that kind of dude to get a stoppage. But I expect Shakur Stevenson to have a dominant performance. I think he's going to wear his ass out. I say Shakur Stevenson, unanimous decision. That's going to do it for this edition of Round 6. Thank you so much. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, leave your comments. We'll check them out, we'll read them, and join us next time for another thrilling edition of Round 6.